So much for coming back to yet another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Bob's Burgers. So with season 11 of Bob's Burgers right around the corner, and today actually right before filming this they announced that they will be already doing a 12th and 13th season, I figured it was a good time to talk about the first 10 seasons of Bob's Burgers, which I just recently binged from beginning to end and had a fantastic time with. If you're not familiar with Bob's Burgers, it's an animated show similar to a show like Family Guy or The Simpsons, where it's, you know, comedy that's a little bit more for older teens or adults. It's not as edgy and vulgar as something like Family Guy, but it's just one of those shows that's more for a little bit of an older audience, one of those animated shows about a family. You got the dad, you got the kids, you got the mom, and you got that whole situation where every episode is its own adventure. But if you watch all the seasons, there's like little references and hints and nods at certain episodes that happened in the past. And it's just one of those feel-good shows that I can really throw on at any time. When Bob's Burgers first came out, I was a huge fan of it. Me and my buddies used to get around and hang around and just watch it, and we never ever were bored of it. We always had a good time. We always had plenty of laughs watching the new episodes. And I watched maybe the first 4 to maybe 5.5, 4.5, I'll say 4.5, the first 4.5 seasons, and then I just kind of fell off. And it wasn't because I didn't enjoy the show or I got bored of it. It was just because there was other things coming out, and I just kind of stopped watching Bob's Burgers. And then I was completely shocked to see how much time had passed, and the fact that there was 10 seasons that had already come out. Obviously, like I mentioned, I saw like the first 4.5 seasons, but there were so many other episodes that I still hadn't seen, and so my girlfriend and I decided to just binge all of them and catch up, and it was such a great time. Bob's Burgers is just one of those shows that I really never get tired of, and it's just one of those shows that I can always just throw on no matter what episode and whatever situation I'm in, whether I'm gonna have something to eat and I just want something to watch, whether I'm just gonna go to sleep and throw it on, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I really thoroughly enjoy this show. It's just one of those feel-good shows that you can watch really at any time, and you don't really have to care about what episode you're watching, and you could just have a laugh with it. Now, like with anything that's a comedy, it's going to be subjective. This show could 110% not work for other people, but this comedy and the silliness of this show really speaks to me. So what is Bob's Burgers all about? Well, it centers on the Belcher family, which is this family where you got a mom, a dad, and you have 3 kids, and they all live in an apartment right above their restaurant called Bob's Burgers. The dad, Bob, wanted to be this connoisseur of food, and so he ended up starting his own restaurant. He grew up in a restaurant with his dad, and the whole show is centered on this family that works in this restaurant together, and this, they're not necessarily a very popular restaurant. They're kind of just there, they're kind of a little bit nasty. They're kind of not viewed as a very popular restaurant, but the whole show just centers on this family. They're kind of poor, and they make jokes about that, and it's just a show that pokes fun at itself, that knows what it is, that's silly, and it's just a good time about this family trying to get this restaurant to kind of be a success. But in the midst of it, they have these ridiculous episodes, and the kids in the show and the parents are just hilarious. So let's talk a little bit about the characters. The main character of the show, Bob's Burgers, that guy, he is the father of the family. He's the one who mainly runs the restaurant. He's the one who cooks the food. He's very passionate about it, and he's like the straight man of the show. He makes me laugh most of the time just because of how he reacts to his family and the situations that they put him in, or the things that they say, and his reaction to things is really what makes me laugh so much when it comes to him. He does have this really weird, quirky side to him where he'll make his spatula talk or his food talk, where he gets a little bit weird, but for the most part he's kind of just the straight man, and it's his reactions to his family's madness that makes his character so much fun. He's such a charming and fun and funny character, and he's actually voiced by the exact same guy who plays Archer on the TV show Archer. Then you have the wife Linda, who's actually played by a man, and the voice that he does is absolutely hysterical. And Linda is this very over-the-top, very annoying character, and after binging the whole show, there was plenty of episodes where I just wanted to slap her because she's very loud, she's very over the top, and she's kind of gullible when it comes to certain things, but she's also really smart and savvy when it comes to other things. And she's just a great partner for Bob because she's the complete opposite of him sometimes, but they work so well together in moments where they really need to, but at the same time she can completely ruin a whole day, and I just fully enjoy Linda. And then there's our son Gene, who's just this very weird, strange young boy who loves to eat things, is kind of gross, loves fart sounds, loves to make music, is constantly singing, is constantly doing gross things, and he's just that kid. I enjoy him because in certain episodes where they spend more time with him, you get to know a little bit more about him, but his silliness, his over-the-topness, and kind of him just being kind of a ditz all the time is kind of what makes his character a lot of fun. And then you have the character of Tina, who's probably the biggest breakout character of this show because she's this very awkward teenager who has all these very creepy, sensual fantasies about teenage boys, and she loves horses, and she's kind of delusional, which is part of the humor around her character. There are so many moments where a character is completely clearly not into her, but she will believe that she is. There are so many moments where a character will tell her one thing and she'll say the opposite just so that it goes her way, and she likes to be around teenage boys so that she can see their butts. I know it sounds silly, it sounds dumb if you've never seen this show before, but her character is absolutely hysterical. It's the awkward humor that comes around her that makes her character so much fun. And then you have my favorite of the kids, which is Louise, who is just a nightmare child. She's the one who starts all the problems. She's super malicious. She's the one that's constantly doing the pranks or doing things to get the family into more situations because she is incredibly selfish. She's rude, she's straightforward, but she's very funny, and I just love her character. She's one of the funniest parts of this whole show for me, and anytime that she's part of any story, I know that I'm gonna have a laugh. And this show is filled with tons of other great supporting characters, but I will mention one, which is my favorite supporting character, who is more of a main character than he is a supporting character, and his name is Teddy. He's the guy I threw on the thumbnail, and Teddy is just this handyman who comes to Bob's Burgers all the time and started in the show as just a regular customer who came there every single day, and eventually became a main character and the best friend to Bob Belcher. And what I really love about Teddy is that he is just this character that can be both incredibly gullible but incredibly passionate. If you get him on a certain mindset and tell him something that he needs to do or something that he can do to help the family, the Belcher family, he will do it 110%. But the guy is completely dumb. I don't even know how he does what he does, how he even has a job. He is completely and utterly useless at times, but he's absolutely hysterical. Like I mentioned, he's incredibly gullible, and the things that he goes through, the voice that he has, the things that he does for the family, the things that he gets the family into are some of the funniest episodes. Every single time that I see Teddy show up in an episode, and as soon as I hear his voice, I am ready to laugh. He is a ridiculously silly character, and I really never get tired of Teddy. So this isn't going to be your traditional review where I break down things and this and that. There really isn't much to break down as far as the plot or anything like that, because every single episode in all 10 seasons is completely and utterly different. Now, what I will say is watching the series throughout the entire thing, majority of the actual, character design and the animation stays similar, but what I enjoy about the show, binging it, was being able to see how as the show got more popular, the production value went up and they were able to kind of add in some 3D animation at times and kind of give a little bit more depth to the 2D animation style that they already have the show in. I enjoy the characters, I enjoy the world, I enjoy the music, I enjoy the small little moments, the opening intro. There's so many little references to real life things as well as things that are just kind of playing off of real life things that are so funny. The adventures that these characters go on and the different kinds of concepts that the writers come up for these characters to deal with is absolutely hysterical. Another cool, interesting element is that as the show progresses, they started adding musical numbers here and there where the characters will just break into song for certain things. Now, the show's by no means a musical, and it doesn't do that in every single episode, but it was cool to see that as the budget got a little bit bigger for the show, and for like I mentioned, the production value got a little bit bigger, they were able to do these bigger, musical numbers, and the animation got a little bit better, and the episodes were able to be a little bit bigger scale, which I think is really, really cool. And yeah, like I said, this is going to be more of just a discussion video. I just wanted to kind of ramble my thoughts on Bob's Burgers because I love this show and I cannot wait for season 11 to start up. So yeah, guys, who is your favorite character from the show? I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Do you like Bob's Burgers? Have you ever seen Bob's Burgers? And if you don't like Bob's Burgers, I'm curious, why don't you like Bob's Burgers? Anyway, a big thanks to each and every single one of you guys for watching and listening to me ramble about Bob's Burgers, a show that in all honesty is incredibly ridiculous, but a show that I genuinely have a special place in my heart for, and I cannot wait to see what this next season has in store for us. So yeah, Bob's Burgers, very silly show, such a good show. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Hit that like button down below if you guys enjoyed this video, comment your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.